Valentina Gomez. I don't know if you know who she is, but it's this woman right here. She's trying to sort of go the Riley Gaines route, extremist. She's from Colombia, and she is a psycho. She's from a wealthy family, and she was a swimmer too, and she's crazy though. She claims to be a Christian, but she also does shit like throws around the F slur with abandon. She completely shits on Muslim people or anybody who's not like a Jesus Christian. And she is, you know, we've seen some of her stuff. First off, she has a Twitter. She did block me after I made a video about her calling her out, okay? But she attacks Muslims. She attacks the LGBTQ like viciously. Now, we're gonna just look at the images of her greatest hits. The first thing she did was she burned some books. She was running for Secretary of State in Missouri, and she used a 2-bit flamethrower that didn't even work, and she burned books about gay identity. Yeah, it's like a Nerf gun flamethrower. If you watch the video, it doesn't even work. And then what she did was she went on F-slur rampages all over Washington, just running around with the F-slurs. Then she did the like fake shooting of an immigrant tied up like she's some kind of terrorist with like literally the legs from like, dude, like what's going on with this woman's legs, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what is she doing, bro? I mean, she's just a whack job, right? She is so insane. And then she did another, it was this one, all right, where she burned a Quran. Now, one of the things that I do want to say about her is in Missouri, she lost big, guys. She ran for Secretary of State in Missouri. She got destroyed. She didn't get out of the primary. She got like 7% of the vote. She got like nothing. She just got brutalized. She got shit on so bad. But she's become this extreme influencer, and she gets a lot of views on Twitter because Elon amplifies her shit, and she's a queen of all these other bigots with Matt Gaetz and libs of TikTok and what. So now what she did though, guys, she moved to Texas, and she's running for Congress in Texas now. But dude, what the fuck is she doing, bro? She is just performative and like extreme and like, but she thinks she is righteous. This is the new breed of extremist Christians where they think God wants them to use the F slur. They think God wants them to slur the disabled and the trans and everybody who's in their way. Like, they are outrageous. But watch this clip.
But as you speak, you see, I'm just seeing a brazen Islamophobe. And people say that phrase doesn't exist. It doesn't. And I'm sure you find it funny, but I think you can make perfectly pertinent points about what's happened here without descending into such vile hatred towards an entire religion.
But you see her face? You see that face? You see that like fake smile? I mean, look at her. Look at her through this, right? The way she like holds herself, dude. Like, I mean, she puts a lot of like energetic effort into playing this lost, lonely, aggressive character. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit of like cuckoo going on, but like some of it is conviction though, guys. It's like the same shit why you see these religious women with the Bible bunker eyes. This is what overzealous religious conviction does, where like they're burning you at the stake and you're like, like, dude, it's like some like religion rots your brain, boss. It does when you go overboard on it.
I'm just seeing a brazen Islamophobe. And people say that phrase doesn't exist. It doesn't. And I'm sure you find it funny, but I think you can make perfectly pertinent points about what's happened here without descending into such vile hatred towards an entire religion. There are 5 million Muslims in the United States. Why would you want to categorize them in such a grotesque manner?
Oh, and those 5 million Muslims should definitely go back to their 56 Muslim nations. And let's get something very clear right now in your little show, Piers. I don't fear the groomers. I don't fear the pedophiles. I don't fear the corrupt politicians. And I definitely do not fear the dirty Muslims.
Dude, you see your little show, right? You see that language? Your little show, right? That, like, dude, she's on this show because it's a big show, dude, because she's a clout chasing weirdo. But what's crazy, though, is if she had been in Congress, she would not have voted to release the Epstein files. She was like, has been a Trump protector and all of these people to the hilt, but my God, she's psychotic. But ready, here it gets good.
Let me bring in...
Can I jump in here real quick?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
I mean, we should be clear about the fact. I mean, sure, Valentina is just a bigot, plain and simple, engages in the worst kinds of bigotry imaginable. But it's worth noting that she's fundamentally un-American because the American Constitution says that you cannot discriminate against people based on religion. That is pretty clear. And so she's engaging in an anti-American campaign in the name of protecting America, which is just irony beyond imagination. So yes, she's a charlatan. She doesn't know what she's talking about. You can tell by looking at her that her IQ hovers around room temperature. To me, the real scandal is not engaging with her directly because she's beneath taking seriously. But the problem is with the GOP, that you have a major party in this country having a candidate running under its flagship, engaging in this kind of really incredibly hateful, incendiary rhetoric, and they do nothing about it.
See, that's it. Okay? That is the problem with the GOP in general. They let her under the umbrella. They let Nick Fuentes under the umbrella. They let David Duke under the umbrella, right? You know what I mean? Like, they allow this shit. They encourage this. They let Trump control the whole goddamn party, okay? And dude, wasn't that an amazing point about pointing out that if you're trying to kick out all the Muslims and the Hindus and the Jewish people, that you're anti-American? The very thing about America is Muslims, Jews, Hindus, you know, Buddhists, Shintos, you're welcome here, okay? Everybody's welcome here. That's the point of the American Constitution, is everybody. There is space for everybody here. So if you believe in getting everybody out, you are literally being anti-American. I mean, that's such a beautiful fucking way of putting it. It's so true.
We've seen it with the dissent with Donald Trump himself, with the lawlessness that he has brought to the table and the corruption that he's allowed to get away with, without the party really standing up and putting country before party and before president. And you can see that slippery slope now leading to this level, where you have just a complete hateful clown like this person representing that party without the party objecting to it.
Yeah, you know what?
Leading us towards a very, very dark place in this country.
I actually completely.
All right.
I completely agree with you. There are perfectly legitimate.
No, Piers. And to
well, I do.
Muslims,
I actually do agree with him. I think your brazen
no,
bigotry is obvious.
Let's make something very clear, Piers.
Yeah.
I only discriminate against terrorists. These terrorists have no place in America. They have no place in the world. And the best type of terrorist is a dead terrorist. And let's look at your Quran. Your Quran 8:12 states to terrorize and behead those who believe in scriptures other than the Quran. And that Afghani, that dirty Muslim that killed Sarah Beckstrom.
It doesn't actually say that, and this is the problem.
And Andrew Wolf, who is
all right, let me bring in 𝗙𝗪𝗓 Welcome to Uncensored. If you'd like to.
Dude, she's like touched in the head, bro. She's like brain dead. Dude, I know. Isn't it crazy? Like, between Valentina Gomez and Tucker Carlson, making Piers seem normal is problematic, dude. Dude, I know, dude. She is like so off, right? That like every Muslim is a terrorist to her. And it's crazy too, isn't it? That she speaks with such a thick accent, right? While simultaneously trashing every foreigner. But she sounds like she literally showed up like yesterday. What day is it? When did Valentina get here? Yeah.
Say what you want to say.
Yeah, I co-sign everything Omar said there. And I think fundamentally this is where we are as a country, where rather than talking about real serious issues, we have these firebrands. I think she ran in Missouri, got 7%, moved to Texas to try to lose there as well.
To try and lose there as well, dude. Oh shit. This is one of the things I noticed, guys. Okay. Is that a lot of this new sort of MAGA bigotry and this new sort of MAGA xenophobia and this MAGA, like, you know, you're all demons and shit. When you look at it, it is like all of it is like a house of cards that is built on very limited bits of information from like a Facebook post. Okay? That's really what it is. Oh my God. I went on Facebook the other night to look at some of the things people are saying on that site. Like, oh my God, people's brains are rotted on Facebook. But somebody will get a piece of information from a meme or a Facebook post about Islam, and then the entirety of Islam becomes that one Facebook post. So then anytime they go online and they get into an argument about Islam, they use that one fact they have from the meme or the Facebook post, and that becomes the entirety of their argument. And it's always like something that you can't argue against with them because they will use religion or what have you to sort of step outside reality. But it really is like limited information, okay? And it's not even necessarily that they're stupid people. Many times they are. But a lot of times they're not even stupid people. They're just people who choose to remain low information, okay? They do. They purposely choose to approach their politics and their worldview with the fewest pieces of information possible. They're like, yep, I got the incident with the trans athlete. I got the incident with the trans person who hurt somebody. There was one transgender shooter. There was this gay couple that like beat their kid. There was this one Muslim guy who did something bad. And now I have all the information I need to have a worldview about all gay, trans, and Muslim people based on this like 7 pieces of information. And that's it. And if you give me more information, no. I'm not even going to take it in. I'm not even going to consume any more information. I'm going to go fill that space with pork rinds and and fucking Fox News and, jerking off to Cosmopolitan magazine at my grandma's house or some shit, right? That is, they limit they purposely don't achieve the knowledge. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.